From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, December the 13th, 2024. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan in Jerusalem yesterday, where the Prime Minister's office said the two discussed regional developments, especially the reality-changing events in Syria, where Netanyahu made it clear that Israel would do its utmost to defend its security against any and all threats. To this end, he ordered the IDF to temporarily take control of the buffer zone in Syria until there is an effective force that will enforce the 1974 Separation of Forces Agreement. The Prime Minister's office saying Netanyahu also raised the issue of the vital need to assist the minorities in Syria and prevent terrorist activity against Israel from Syrian territory. Sullivan noted in his remarks to the press the steadfast U.S. support for Israel, noting particularly on and since October the 7th, saying over the past 15 months we've remained vigilant to the further threats and attacks from Iran and its proxies, including Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. We are now faced with a dramatically reshaped Middle East, Sullivan said, in which Israel is stronger, Iran is weaker, its proxies decimated, and a ceasefire in Lebanon that ensures Israel's security over the long term. He said the purpose of my visit today has been to continue to build on this progress, to ensure that the ceasefire sticks, to capitalize on the opportunity of the fall of Assad for a better future for the people of Syria, while vigilantly managing the risks that come with the change in Syria, to continue pressure on Iran while remaining vigilant against the continuing threat from Iran, and to build on all that we've done, saying we're now looking to close a hostage release deal and a ceasefire in Gaza, which would stop the war and reunite hostages with their families. Sullivan said he would continue to advance this effort in his next stops in Doha and Cairo. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken met today with Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani in Baghdad and earlier with Turkish Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan during his Middle East visit, where the State Department said the two discussed the latest developments in efforts to reach a ceasefire in Gaza that secures the release of all hostages. Blinken heads to Jordan tomorrow. The 100 hostages who remain held by Hamas in Gaza have now been captive for 434 days. Israeli troops are deployed at control points in the buffer zone with Syria, the IDF said, and are strengthening the defense in the area. And IDF troops continue their operations battling terror group Hamas in Gaza, where yesterday the IDF said Israeli Air Force jets struck and eliminated several top Hamas commanders who were operating within a command and control center that previously served as a school in Gaza City, also eliminating a terrorist that participated in the October 7th massacre. Well, the Embassy of Paraguay in Israel was reopened yesterday in Jerusalem. If you recall, back in 2018, Paraguay's outgoing president, Horacio Cartes, said he would open an embassy in Jerusalem. However, it was then moved back to Tel Aviv after about 5 months by incoming President Abdo Benitez. But yesterday, new Paraguayan President Santiago Peña decided to move the embassy back to Israel's capital.
I'm very happy that this is taking place in this very moment that the world is living, where a lot of people talk, but not many people act. So for us, not only saying, but doing is very important, Mr. Prime Minister. And on behalf of all the Paraguayan people, we were with you, we are with you, we will stay with the people of Israel forever. Thank you very much.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Friday, December the 13th. Live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock from New York City's Central Synagogue, followed by Shabbat services from the Hampton Synagogue. At 8:30, Justin Pine speaks with author Gila Fine about female archetypes in rabbinic literature. At 9:30, Abigail Pogrebin speaks with Andrés Spokoiny about his book, Tradition and Transition. looking at how Jewish communities can balance heritage and modernity. At 10, David Harris speaks with Iraqi-American activist Sarah Idan. At 10:30, a replay of the Hampton Synagogue services, followed by a replay from Central. And coming up next, a look at this week's Torah Portion. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, December the 13th, 2024. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom. Am Yisrael Chai.